Hello soul searchers, and welcome back to my channel, Falolu's Fortune, where we use tarot to gain better insight into ourselves and the world around us. So as you can see, we are doing a pick a story today. This has become one of my favorite series that we do, I'm not gonna lie to you. So basically, if you're familiar with tarot pick a card readings, this is somewhat similar. I'm gonna shuffle cards. We're gonna get 3 cards from this deck, and then we also sometimes read the bottom of the deck. And that will be the spread for every single pile, but the interpretation changes depending on which pile and which charm or crystal is associated with that pile. So it's going to be the same spread for everybody, which is why I'm shuffling. I'm going to shuffle the cards here in a moment. But the card meanings and the interpretations do change a little bit. So that is what we're doing today. We will be using Tarot of Dreams by, I don't know why I always do this to myself. I gotta remember to start. Okay, Tarot of Dreams. The book is by Lee Burston. The art is by Ciro something. Ciro Marchetti, this guy. So yeah, I was kind of thinking about decluttering this, so we'll see how this reading goes to determine whether or not we want to get rid of it or not. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and see what cards we get. I'm seeing 133 on the camera. So spiritual team, that is for the highest good of this collective as well as myself. I ask that you please come through the Tarot of Dreams and give us 3 cards for the messages you want us to hear today. 3 cards, please, for what we need to hear at this time. Right, there goes 1, 2, 3. It's very clear. They're coming out really easily. And then 4, the Emperor at the bottom. Ooh. All right. Now I'm curious. Okay, we're going to have to zoom out just a little. All right, so wow, card 1, we have the 9 of Coins, also known as the 9 of Pentacles, then the Ace of Wands, and then 9 of Swords. That's a turn. That is a turn. Okay. And then again, at the bottom, we have the Emperor. Some of you guys may be able to interpret your own information, your own specific messages for yourself. So I do encourage you to do that. If you want to take a screenshot of the spread so that you can review it later on your own time, feel free to do that. But today we're actually going to have crystal options. So the first option for pile 1 is Obsidian. There we go. So the option for pile 1 is Obsidian. Ignore that red dot. That's my camera. The option for pile 2 is Bronzite. And actually, I want you to really see this. And then pile 3, your option is a mystery stone. I actually don't recall what this is. It looks like obsidian, but it has these little impressions in here, these little brown spots. So if anybody knows what this crystal is, feel free to leave it in the comments. Pile 3, that is your option. For some reason, I'm being told to tell you that when I did a Google image search on this, hematite did pop up. I don't think it's actually hematite. I just don't think it's actually hematite, but that may be an important crystal for you guys. So if you're not comfortable choosing a mystery stone, but you are comfortable with hematite, that might still be your pile. I'm seeing 515 as well as 525 on the camera. So I'm gonna give you guys a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds, to just sit, meditate with the stones, meditate with the cards. And when you feel like you have chosen a good pile option, feel free to go to the timestamp, choose the crystal or the time associated with your pile, and you will be taken right over to your reading. So take a moment and I will see you guys soon. Alrighty, pile 1. You guys chose the tumbled black obsidian. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. Pile 1, there is a lot of wealth in your auric field. I do feel like this is maybe in your aura, in your field, not necessarily visible to you. And we're already cooking, so yeah. Sorry, look, I'm over here like, let me put on some lip balm. Let me distract myself really quick. So yeah, pile 1, I do feel like there's a lot of wealth in your auric field. For some reason, it does feel like it's in your field and not necessarily in your physical reality. But even as I say that, I feel like it is also in your physical reality, but it just requires you to kind of change how you're looking at things. And that's a lot of what your reading is actually going to talk about, is just your perspective. I'm seeing 144 on the camera. It's interesting that you guys chose the black obsidian because this is usually associated with protection, like protection from negative energy and things like that, which I do still feel like that's pertinent for you guys, but I feel like most of the negative energy you're coming up against is your own mind. As far as challenges, but also as far as even your blessings, it's going to require a perspective shift. So like this 9 of coins, like I said, it's in your auric field, but you might be one of those people who just likes things. I'm getting earth signs, specifically Capricorn and Taurus. I'm a Capricorn with the Taurus moon, so I definitely feel this energy. No judgment, but you might like I know for me, when I get into something, I tend to get a lot of them. Like I literally, this is my first set of press-on nails. I'm in love with them. And so I have like 3 or 4 more pairs on the way. That's just an example, but that is literally how I operate. When I get into something, I go full-blown balls to the wall. I don't really think about moderation. I don't think about how much I'm going to use stuff. I'm getting a little better about that, but historically, and even a little bit today, when I am like, oh yeah, we're taking a turn here, we're going to do this, I go balls to the wall. Even with tarot, I went from 1 deck to 3 decks to like 60. I don't know how I got here. I really don't. But that's just an example. And so you guys may be the same way. I'm seeing 333 on the camera. You guys definitely may be the same way. Also, 9s are probably going to be very important for you, but that's also something for like every pile that I'm seeing. 9 of coins is a very self-made energy. It's a very prosperous energy. This is the energy of the entrepreneur. So there's something about looking at everything around you as an asset. Looking at everything around you as an investment. So even if, like, for example, my nails, this can be seen as a very frivolous thing, right? Like, it's not like a necessity. But it kind of is for my channel. Like, y'all see my hands a lot, and historically they have not been looking like the most well taken care of. So in my opinion, this is an actual investment for my channel to get more views so that you guys have something kind of pretty to look at as I'm talking and rambling my mouth, instead of just seeing my bedraggled nail bitten nails. Interesting that nail biting is coming up. You guys definitely may be nail biters as well, because this 9 of swords, for some reason that just linked me back there. I'm seeing 525 again on the camera. So there's something, number one, about seeing everything around you as an investment. These two, the Nine of Coins and Nine of Swords, are speaking directly to each other. Again, you may have a lot of things that need to have the energy return to you or come back to you, because when things just sit there stagnant, and I'm talking about physical materials, when they just sit there stagnant in your environment, they can cause anxiety. So some of you guys may see all the money you've spent on makeup or tarot decks or video games or whatever, like whatever your thing is, and it may cause you some anxiety specifically regarding your finances, because it's like, yo, I need to like get it together. I need to pull back. What this is saying to me is that yes, maybe you need to pull back, but also look at the things you already have as investments. So if your thing is video games, maybe you need to start like a Twitch or like some sort of streaming channel so that people can watch you play video games, and then it truly becomes a write-off to see because you're using your video games in that way. You're using your video games to make content. If your thing is nails, maybe you start a nail channel. Like literally whatever your thing is, if you don't know what to do, at least start a YouTube channel. Like it is the easiest thing to start. And it becomes content. It becomes something that you can like say is coming back to you in some sort of way. And depending on how you do this, you don't even necessarily need to be monetized, although eventually that is the goal. Like eventually they will need to see some return on investment. Some of you guys may even just want to get like a financial advisor, because I am not a financial advisor, so I'm not trying to lead any of you down the wrong path. I'm seeing 636 as well as 727 on the camera. And also 959 on my own personal clock. And it's interesting, even the numbers that I'm seeing with you guys, because even numbers wise, this spread is 919. So it's like this sort of, like you can see the light side of something or you can see the shadow side of something, but it really just requires you to change your perspective on how you're looking at things. Ace of Wands in the middle just talks about new energy. So again, with all of these things around you that may be causing some anxiety, it just requires new energy. It just requires you to use them or look at them in a slightly different way so that you can actually see them as something that's going to be returned to you tenfold instead of as something that is bogging you down. And specifically, I get that it might be bogging you down financially, but even energetically, even mentally, like all of this is kind of connected to each other. So however it's bogging you down, maybe yes, pull back on your spending, but pulling back on spending is almost more of a, what is it? It's more of a reactive action, right? It's something that you do because you're reacting to the negative effect of your spending. For example, it's you reacting to how much debt you have. So it's not that it's bad, but it's also not proactive. So while you're pulling back on your spending, also think about how you can be proactive with what you have. In the beauty community, in beauty spaces on YouTube, there's a lot about decluttering, project pan, things like this. So if your thing has been beauty and you spend a lot of money on beauty products or hair products or hygiene or you could start a YouTube channel specifically for project pan and decluttering and things like that. And that would be more proactive to have some of that money returned to you. Maybe you don't have like a specific niche, you just have a lot of stuff, right? So maybe it's not specifically beauty, it's not specifically tarot decks, it's not specifically this or that, but you just have a lot of stuff. Maybe your thing becomes decluttering everything, like going through your house, figuring out what can be donated, what can be resold, and like walking people through the process of how you do that. Ace of Wands is showing up in the challenge position, but it's basically just saying that you have to bring some new energy into the things that you have. Make it less about the stuff for you and more about the action. The stuff that you have can already cause either a financial return for you or mental stress for you. And for a lot of you, I feel like it's currently causing some mental stress, but you can flip that and make it or allow it to be returned to you. You just have to put your energy into it in a different way. Ace of Wands is all about new energy. And as I say that, I keep getting that TikTok sound. More energy, more passion, more energy. You know, y'all know what TikTok sound I'm talking about. I'm also seeing 1111 on the camera, which talks all about how your thoughts create your beliefs. So change your thinking, pile 1. That's basically your entire reading. Change your thinking, change how you're thinking about things. And this anxiety can literally become wealth for you. But it will require you to do something. Not just to stop doing something. Not just to stop overspending. Not just to stop buying stuff. Although that is definitely maybe recommended, at least for a moment. But it's more so about energy. Taking the stuff that you already have and putting it into a project, putting it into some content, putting it into something so that it can actually be returned to you. The Emperor at the bottom is all about divine masculine energy. And the divine masculine takes action. The divine masculine doesn't just think about it. That's more so the realm of the divine feminine. The divine feminine creates, but the divine masculine does. He does the thing. He takes action towards whatever the divine feminine has created. So just take some action on whatever this stuff around you is. For some of you guys, if you really don't want to create content, it might not even require that. It might just be like, if you have a lot of makeup, it might be becoming a makeup artist so that you can actually put all of that product to some use. If you have a lot of books, it might be selling those books. Like whatever is causing you anxiety, look at what that is. If it's just the fact that you don't have enough space for all the stuff that you have, then it might be having a yard sale. It's something like that. Like even if you don't want to create content, there's still a way to put action towards all the things you have in order to return some money to you. So pile 1, I hope that makes sense. You might want to actually connect with Obsidian if you can. But some of you guys, I'm getting, you might not need more stuff. So don't necessarily go buy this if you don't already have it. Just know that for you, the negative energy that you need to protect yourself from is your mind and the way that you think about things. So maybe looking into different meditations or frequencies to allow you to reframe your thinking, reframe your thought pattern, reframe your mind. That sort of thing could be very helpful for you. But pile 1, this is all I'm seeing for you guys. I hope this message helped and resonated in some sort of way. I definitely look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. But until then, I will see you later, pile 1. Alrighty, hello pile 2 and welcome to your reading. So you guys chose this beautiful Bronzite crystal, and even though I own this, like I have this in my collection, I actually could not remember what this was for. So before I started recording, I actually looked up the meaning of Bronzite, and it's called like the Stone of Harmony or something like that. It also tends to return negative energy to sender. What I'm getting for you guys is very specifically, before I even started recording, when I was just kind of trying to get into the energy for pile 2, the message energy goes where attention flows came through very strongly for you guys. So there may be something in your current environment that's causing a lot of anxiety with this 9 of Swords here. Interesting, I just pointed at that with my middle finger, so you may literally need to just give that shit the middle finger and turn your energy somewhere else. And I completely know what this is for me. It is okay, so let me get into this a little bit, because you may not breathe, take a deep breath. You may not actually think of this thing in your environment as causing you anxiety. So when I say anxiety in this specific reading, in this specific scenario, it's something that causes you to feel like you have to perform. It's not that it makes you anxious, but it makes you feel like you have to be on. It makes you feel like you can't just be fully yourself. It makes you feel like You have to be fast. You have to be fast on your feet. You have to talk fast. You have to think quickly. It's just like you always have to be on. So whatever that is in your environment, there's something about giving it the middle finger, at least metaphorically, maybe not literally, but giving it the middle finger in your brain so that you can flip your energy and turn it to this. Especially with this coins, the coins and the swords being related to each other very closely in this spread, just because this is 9 and 9. It's 9 of coins and 9 of swords. This definitely may be work, so some of you guys may work from home. I'm seeing 222 on the camera. But even if you don't work from home, I'm also seeing 1010 on the camera. Even if you don't work from home, you may bring your job home with you. So this could be literally like you work from the office, but maybe you bring your laptop home and keep working there. Or even if you don't do that, you just, different things from work stay on your brain even when you come home. I also saw 252 on the camera. At the very beginning, I saw 122, and for some reason I keep being guided to come back to that. Because it's like this new energy trying to come in with this Ace of Swords and also with that number pattern 122. It's like it keeps trying to come in, but it keeps getting stuck and not allowed to progress. So with that message, you guys definitely may already have an idea for some sort of entrepreneurship, maybe starting your own business or just doing something that allows you to be more fully yourself. So definitely like career changes, even if this isn't necessarily entrepreneurship, although that is coming through very strongly for a lot of you guys. And now I'm seeing 345 on the camera. Yeah. So even if it's not necessarily entrepreneurship, there's just some sort of career change that you're considering. And I do feel like it would be a good idea for you to pursue that. That may cause more anxiety for you, but now I'm being guided to the Emperor at the bottom, and there is something about making a plan. So you may not be able to get out of whatever this Nine of Swords energy is right now, like just yet, but there's a way forward, there's a path out of it, but make a plan. Make a financial plan, make even a content plan. Like I'm coming back to that entrepreneurship idea. If this is about a career change, like going from one job to another, it may be causing you anxiety because maybe you would end up getting paid less at that new job. And now I'm seeing 444. So there's something about making a financial plan, whether this is paying off debts aggressively so that you can actually quit this job or quit whatever this Nine of Swords situation is for you. There's something about making a financial plan so that you can more easily get out of it. If this is entrepreneurship, something about making a financial plan for that, making a business plan. If this isn't necessarily a physical business and it's content creation, then make a content plan. Like something about just planning is really coming through with this Emperor. But allow this new energy in. You guys, like I said, I was getting that the energy was trying to come in and then it just got stuck. For some reason, this just looked like a candle to me, like this wand here. It just gave me the image of a candle. And it's like, you know how like tapered candles, they like drip off the side? I got that, but then it just kind of stopped. Like the flame was still lit, but the drip on the side of the candle just stopped or slowed. And now, because that's making me think of emotions, because it's the drip of it. It's not even focused on the fire, it's focused on the drip. So, the energy, like once you let it in, you guys, the energy is just gonna go and go and go. So that may be some of what you're kind of nervous about, because I'm also getting the message, something about the drip. The drip just keeps playing in my head. And so some of you guys may be thinking that there's a certain way you need to look in order to reach this level of entrepreneurship or in order to match the vibration of this career change. Something about that is a little false. something about that is it's like it's just your ego trying to keep you in a performance space, which is where you already are. You're already in a space of having to perform, and that's what you're trying to get rid of. So don't bring that energy of needing to show up a certain way into this new space, because that's just going to breed a lot of the same type of energy that you're currently trying to get away from now. You are a vibrational match for whatever this idea is. You are a vibrational match for that already. You don't need to change who you are or how you are. Sorry, I didn't realize this got sideways. Hold on. You don't need to change anything about who you are or how you are. You are already a match for whatever this new energy that's trying to come in is. Some of you guys definitely may want to do some fire divination or work with fire in a spiritual way, because certain words keep coming out to me. With this Ace of Wands, that's of course related to fire, but also match. So matches may be significant, or maybe something you need to work with. Drip, I don't necessarily feel, because I'm being guided to how that's related to water, but I actually feel like you guys may need to not necessarily work with water, but maybe do some shadow work, especially with this Nine of Swords. We all love the word shadow work, right? But I'm definitely getting you may need to do that, and it doesn't even have to be the deepest shadow work, but just kind of like maybe thinking about where this idea of having to perform stems from. We all have it. Let me not say we all, but a lot of us, especially in the West, have this idea that we have to perform or earn or. And so, especially with this Nine of Swords, like I'm seeing these 9 swords here, but they're kind of looking like a waterfall for me right now, for you guys' pile. So, there's something about like the emotional aspect of performance and just figuring out where that comes from for you. But I don't necessarily see you guys working with a lot of fire. Take it as it resonates. That's just not what I'm seeing for you guys. I'm seeing more so fire. I feel like your emotions may have already kind of led you to this space, this Nine of Swords energy, where you have to perform. But there's something about tapping into fire more for you guys. And it's interesting because even as I say that, I'm looking at like the volcano and thinking about how lava, it's fire, it's very hot, but it moves like water. So all of this is just telling me that you got to let that new energy in. You got to start taking action towards these visions, these ideas that you're having. Just sitting there and letting them stagnate is what's causing this Nine of Swords energy. Just sitting there and not allowing them to move forward, just keeping them as an idea in your brain is what's causing this Nine of Swords energy. No, you may not be able to tap into this Ace of Wands right now, right this minute. And I'm getting so emotional with you guys, and I really don't know why. This isn't like a deep it's not like a deep message, but I am getting emotional with you guys. I'm getting like breakthrough, overflow, something like that. Like you just gotta let this energy move. Even in small ways. Even if it's just in making the plan. And then once you've made the plan, you can start taking more action, whether that's making the content or creating the LLC or whatever you got to do. But at least take action towards it, because the fact that it's just kind of sitting in this realm of the idea space, that's what's causing this. That's what's causing this anxiety. I'm getting a lot of other messages for you guys too. So some of you guys need to hear that this idea will be prosperous. Some of you guys have a fear of wasting your time. With this Nine of Coins here, it's definitely going to be prosperous. It's definitely, and not just prosperous even financially, although I do see that, but also more fulfilling, because my eyes are being drawn to these flowers. And specifically in this reading, that's just coming through to me as fulfillment. So not just financially abundant, but also emotionally fulfilling is what I get for you guys. You may have high water placements. I'm not getting... Yeah, you could also be water signs. So look at your sun, moon, rising. Also, your Venus is coming through specifically. Look at those placements and see what signs, because they may be high water. there's a lot of water kind of playing in the background for you guys' reading. It's so you could be sun water signs, but I'm getting the placements they seem to be pretty important for you guys. And the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, some of you guys just fear wasting your time. It's not going to be a waste of time. Pile 2, this is not going to be a waste of your time. It will definitely be returned to you tenfold, 100-fold. However much you want it to be returned to you, it will be. Another thing too, you definitely want to act on these ideas or this idea. Oh, okay. The saying was where there's a will, there's a way. And then I also got you can produce excuses or you can produce results. So yeah, the energy is fast moving once you allow it to come through, but you do have to allow it. If you just let it get stuck in your brain, then you're just going to be kind of in this Nine of Swords energy for as long as you want to be there for. Where there's a will, there's a way. There's a way to make this happen. Some of you guys may feel like you don't have enough time. And I just feel like, we make time for what we care about. So if you really care about getting out of this Nine of Swords energy and getting into this Nine of Coins energy, you're going to find a way to make that happen. I'm sorry, that feels like a little, it feels a little blunt, but that is what it is. That's the message that's coming through, and they want me to put it through that way. Something about man up just also kind of came through with this for the Emperor. I kind of don't like that saying, but I also feel like you guys, something about you guys also seems like you might be stronger than you look. So y'all might be more petite. You may be feminine, not necessarily women, but you just may be feminine, maybe more passive in the way that you go about things. Tap into this Emperor. We all have masculine and feminine energy. I don't care what your outward presentation is. We all have this. So tap into it. You are stronger than you look. You're stronger than you allow yourself to be. You're stronger than people project onto you. So tap into that and make this happen for yourself. You are fully capable. I'm being guided to talk about fire signs as well, because you may have those high in your chart too. And specifically for the fire, I don't think this message is for a lot of fire sun signs. It could be, but I'm more so getting, again, that background energy. So, sun, moon, rising, also Venus. Tap into, you may have fire signs high in your chart there. So, fire signs are Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. The Venus is what's really coming through. Something about tapping into your Venus energy is going to really help you here. Because Venus is all about pleasure, fulfillment, romance sometimes. So tap into that energy of pleasure. Wherever your Venus is, there's something about embodying that energy a bit more. Also your rising. Tapping into your Venus and your rising. And as I say that, I'm seeing 1717 on the camera, which ties to the star card. And the star can talk about being a celebrity, but more than anything, it talks about having faith. You may not have any reason to believe that this can happen for you, but that's what true faith is. It's, getting emotional again. Hold on. Wait a minute. True faith is knowing that something will happen, even if you have no reason to believe in that. You can't see it. You haven't seen it happen for anybody around you. You don't come from a place where that happens for people, but know that it will happen for you if you allow the energy to move, if you take the action towards it. Pile 2, y'all making me emotional. I'm tired of blowing my nose and crying, so I'm about to just go ahead and get out of y'all's reading and out of y'all's energy. I do hope this helped and resonated for you guys. Oh shoot, I forgot to do this for pile 1, but I just want to say really quick, thank you to the spiritual team that is for our highest good for coming through and allowing me to translate these messages. I am truly very grateful. Pile 2, I'm grateful for your energy, And I definitely look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until then, I will see you later, Pile 2. Pile 3, hello, welcome to your reading. So you are my Mystery Stone crew. Bold choice, Pile 3. I love it. So for some reason, while I was preparing for your reading, different messages started coming through about how you may try to like make plans, and then you may not even tell people, right? You may just try to make plans for yourself to get yourself into a routine. And the second that you feel like you have a routine down, something changes, something shifts. You know, your mornings used to be free. Now everybody needs you in the morning. Your Fridays used to be free. Your Mondays used to be free. Now everybody needs you on those specific days. So the word chaos magic came through. And that may be relevant, but that's not actually what chaos magic is. But that may be relevant for somebody. You guys definitely may want to get into chaos magic. If so, I will link Ivy Corvus's channel above. She's the one who, I don't know if she's the one where I first heard this term, but she definitely breaks it down in a way that it makes sense. So I'm going to link that there. That may be relevant, but what I'm more so getting is like what you... I'm seeing 122 on the camera, so you guys may have felt called to another pile because that number was very important for another pile. I don't know how to explain this actually. And I keep being called to chaos magic. So this isn't actually what chaos magic is, but what you're being asked to practice is a level of chaos. This queen, there's a queen of something trying to peek through, and I feel like that's relevant. Hold on. Queen of Swords. With this Nine of Swords here. Huh. I feel like it gives you anxiety when plans change. It puts you in a bad spot if you expect for things to go a certain way and then they don't. You're being asked to practice, because this Emperor is still very relevant, as well as this Queen of Swords. I don't know how to get both of these to show. How can you see? We're just going to zoom out a little bit. That may also be relevant. The act of zooming out, seeing the big picture. You guys are being asked to practice chaos. You're being asked to get comfortable with chaos. And I don't know why it's coming through that way, because to land that down a little bit, it's the energy of being adaptable. Foxes are coming through. Foxes are very adaptable, as are deer. So some of you guys may want to get into some different animal energies that actually embody this. Deer and foxes are two animals that can live in a lot of different environments, a lot of different climates, a lot of different parts of society, parts of the world, and it's because they are so adaptable. So you guys may actually... Hold on, I gotta go get some tissue already. Alrighty. Yeah, you're being asked to... some of you guys, number one, you may be world travelers, or you may be called to be world travelers. Travel in and of itself is going to require you to be a little adaptable. Delays with flights happen all the time. Politics, geopolitical shit happens all the time to change things. So there's something about you needing to be able to adapt so that you can more easily navigate the different spaces that you're being called to, or that you even may want to go. But I don't know. There's just, it's like you have to become adaptable. Whatever it is that you want to do, you're going to have to become adaptable. I don't know if that's where this anxiety is stemming from as well, is that you kind of know that whatever it is you want to do, it may switch up on you a lot. That may be something else that causes you anxiety. So for example, you know, when it comes to content creation, everybody always talks about a niche. And you may find that once you pick your niche, you don't quite fit into that niche, or you can't quite stick with that niche because you're also interested in this. And it's just like, I'm seeing 111 on the camera. There's something about you just being able to go with that flow, wherever you're being guided. You will notice on my channel, I talk about a lot of different shit. I have travel vlogs. I have a lot of tarot, of course. Like, it all comes back to tarot because I am a tarot channel. But there's also a lot of other shit happening over here. I do makeup looks. I do music. I like... Who knows what's coming next, actually. But it all links back to tarot because this is my main niche. And I'm seeing 144 on the camera. So there's something about you guys being able to do that. Like, instead of being so fixed in what your thing is, there's something about being able to branch out and kind of bring it all back to that original point, but still being able to branch out. I don't know exactly how this is going to relate to you as far as like what you're trying to do or where you're trying to go, but I do see that the block is that you feel something about fixed energy is coming through. So some of you guys may be fixed signs, or you may have those high in your chart. The fixed signs are Aquarius, and that one stuck out a lot. It stuck out specifically, but the other ones besides Aquarius are Taurus, Scorpio, and who am I missing? Who the fuck am I missing? I'm missing one. Oh, Leo. Sorry. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. You may have those signs very high in your chart. There's something about needing to allow yourself to adapt. Especially, you'll know this is for you too. If even when you try to make a plan, like I said, you may try to make plans and then they always change. Maybe the people you're closest to, the people you love the most, are always late. Or every time you try to make plans with them, and sometimes it's not even because of them. Like, sometimes shit be legit going on, you know? And so it's frustrating. I feel like you're frustrated because it's just like the universe is constantly throwing you curveballs. It's doing that as a form of training. I know that sounds crazy, but that's literally how it's coming through. It's doing that to you, yes, intentionally. And yes, you can get mad about it. That's literally how this is coming through. So forgive me because I feel like we're going to get a little blunt here. But it's doing that as a form of training. It's doing that to teach you how to move and adapt and how to find power within yourself. Ooh, with this Emperor and this Queen of Swords here, yes. It's like, instead of trying to control things around you, instead of trying to control other people, even your environment, it's more so about finding that power within yourself with this Nine of Coins here. I don't know if some of you guys are like, for some reason this Aries is popping out as well with this Emperor card. Some of you guys may be in like management positions. Yeah, okay. I'm saying 515 on the camera. Some of you guys may be in positions of authority at your job. And I think that's why this Emperor kind of had to shift a little bit to show this Queen of Swords. The Emperor has a lot of authority. This does talk about divine masculine energy, but for some reason for you guys, and the fact that it's landing on this Nine of Swords is like, hell yeah, okay. So some of you guys may be in management positions or C-suite positions at your job. There's just something about having people under you with this Emperor coming through. This could even just be like in your household. Maybe you have like, and it's interesting that this is the Queen of Swords. It keeps, so you may be like stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, like the structure of the house, but there's just somewhere where you have a lot of authority and you're being asked to give some of that back. Take some of that off of your shoulders. So basically it's coming through as delegation. And especially the Emperor. Because the Emperor does have an entire empire, he can't do everything. He has to delegate. So like directly under the Emperor are the kings. This is where you have King of Cups, King of Swords, King of Pentacles, and King of Wands. He, as the Emperor, if he's using his power wisely, he would delegate different things to those different kings. And then the kings in turn would delegate to their constituents or whoever's up under them. But for you guys, I feel like y'all might be using a lot of your own energy instead of delegating tasks. And so it would be powerful for you to take a step down somehow. The Queen of Swords is actually coming through as far more powerful than the Emperor in this case. You may do a lot of mental labor for people, especially with this Nine of Swords and then Queen of Swords. Swords is all about the mind and communication. So y'all might do a lot of the mental work for people. And there's something about just taking that off. Stay-at-home wives is specifically coming through with these two. So you may be kind of given the charge to remind, maybe given the task of reminding. For some reason, reminding is coming up a lot. So reminding people of their meetings, reminding your spouse of the kids' games or the kids' doctor's appointments or blah, blah, blah. Just an example, but that's kind of how it's coming through. It's a lot of reminding, a lot of mental work that you're having to do. Give some of that back, you know? If you know that your partner, whether this is a business partner or a spouse, if you know that they also have a really bad memory, or I'm not going to say also, because I feel like you don't have a bad memory, and that's why you're the one who's in charge of all of this, but it's starting to take a toll. So if your partner or your spouse has a bad memory, maybe y'all start enlisting like Google Calendar, or you use a physical calendar, but like find some way to where you don't have to remember all of this. I would say Google, not Google, but like some sort of technological calendar, because let's just say I just got an image of like the spouse is at work and they don't have access to the physical calendar, and they're like, well, when is blah, blah, blah. You can't at that point say, go check the calendar, because they're at work. So I don't know why I'm getting so into this, but there's something about chess, not checkers. Like, get ahead of it. Use technology as well, because technology does seem to be a powerful place for you guys. Again, because of these swords. But if it's a more technological calendar, whether that's like Google Calendar or something else, you can say, go check the calendar. I can't remember right now. Even if you can fucking remember, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is about making people more self-sufficient so that they don't have to ask you stuff that they can figure out on their own. Because it's causing you a lot of mental stress. This Nine of Coins is really coming through to talk about self-care, which is more so the realm of the Queen of Pentacles. And so all in all, it's like, give some of that responsibility back to people. I feel like you're having to do a lot of work that can't even be seen for other grown adults. This isn't even so much kids, although you may have kids. I feel like you kind of expect to do this with kids. You don't necessarily expect or feel like you should have to do this for other adults, and you shouldn't, pile 3. You fucking shouldn't. So give some of that responsibility back. When people ask you a question, if this is at work, if people are asking you how to do something, instead of just answering the question, although I know that's a lot easier, and this is going to be hard for me because this is a part that I struggle with. Instead of just answering the question, maybe walk them through how they can get to that answer themselves. It takes a little bit more time, but the more that you do that, it's going to be like, it's also going to train them like, oh, she's not just going to give me an easy answer, so maybe I should just try and figure this out on my own. Fuck yes, you're a grown adult. You should figure it out on your own, if you can. I'm not saying like don't be helpful, but there's somewhere where people are taking advantage of your brain, your energy, your mind. You're not here to be everybody's missing brain cell. Okay? So give it back, peel it back. And also get into some of your own self-care rituals, like with the free time that you have. The Nine of Coins is coming through, like I said, is the Queen of Coins for you guys for some reason. So with the lessening of the mental anguish, maybe start taking more spiritual baths. Or even like while you're still in this space, take more spiritual baths. Get massages. There's something about you guys closing yourself off. So I don't know if you need to literally like lock the bathroom door and turn off the phone, or leave the phone outside of the locked door. Like whatever you need to do, take some time for yourself, because I feel like people have too much access to you. And there's something about really cutting that off, really going back into your own space, your own self, not for forever, but just to revitalize yourself. I just saw 1222, and as I saw it, it was changing to 1223, so it is progressive. It's a very progressive energy. It's very good for you, I feel. But it's like the more energy you give yourself, the more people start to kind of like back off and become more self-reliant so that you can put more energy into yourself, right? It's like a cycle. If you keep showing up as this emperor, and this is a more toxic emperor, I'm not gonna lie. And by toxic, I don't mean bad, but he's just not in his power for you guys. The way he's coming through in your pile is like, he's not using his energy in the wisest way. So learn to delegate things, learn to put things back on other people, learn to say no to certain tasks that people may just assume are yours. And it's like the more that you do that and also put more energy into yourself, the more people back off to allow you to put more energy into yourself. And then it's amazing because what I see is that that energy that you're now putting into yourself can go into something else. And with this Ace of Wands, it definitely feels like a passion project. So, and again, I'm getting stay-at-home moms, dads, people. So maybe with the free time that you're not having to check your phone and make sure your spouse is okay, you can now, I don't know, knit something, cook something. Maybe you're into Pilates. Maybe you get back into fitness. Like whatever it is that you want to do for yourself. Maybe you start a YouTube channel so that you can also have some income coming in. Not that I don't necessarily feel like money is a concern for you guys, but maybe you would just want to, you know, go shopping when you want to go shopping, go out to eat when you want to go out to eat, and not have to wait on your spouse to be free. It's something about that. It's like, as you pour into yourself with these two, that energy gets returned to you tenfold to the point where you have more time, more mental space to do whatever is really calling you. It's kind of went all over the place. Going back to niches, because I got very specific. So in the space of niches and like trying to create content, or always feeling like you're kind of having to like battle chaos. Like I said, be adaptable. So if it calls to you, like, for example, I'm a tarot channel. I also like beauty. I also like travel. All of these different things call to me. So because they call to me, I'm going to do them all. And I'm going to try to ground them back into what the ultimate purpose of the channel is. But we're still here. Like, we're still going to be doing all of the other things. So there's something about just finding power in the chaos. And the power isn't necessarily over other people. It can't be. I don't know why it's coming through that way, but it can't be. It can't be. The power is really going to be power over self for you guys. And I'm getting the phrase, people can either get right or get left. People can either fall in line with what you're doing, or they can leave. And that is their right. Again, with this toxic emperor, some of you guys might try to like get people to like you, or get people to follow you, get people to subscribe to you, whatever it is. But there's something about you needing to be authentically you and only finding power over yourself. Don't try to cater to other people and what they want. Just be you. Do you. And that energy, like I said, it gets returned to you tenfold, 100-fold. I'm noticing how with this Queen of Swords, the sword is also up, which usually represents like having an open mind. The decision isn't firm, it's not made, and that's the difference too with this Emperor here. You see how he has these wands. I'm assuming they're wands. They're some type of whatever, but they're down, and he's holding them very strongly and firmly. Like, look at the difference with this Queen of Swords. She's holding it kind of loosely, which is a little crazy considering it's a sword, but she's holding it a little more loosely. Her mind is open. This just allows the energy to be free. It allows the energy to flow. It allows you to adapt to whatever environment, whatever day, whatever energy is coming around you so that you can handle it accordingly. Some things do require a firmer fist. Some things require an open mind. Some things require innovative ideas. It's all about you being able to adapt to the energy that comes toward you. And also maybe even setting boundaries, because this Queen of Swords can also be quite cold. That's what a lot of people say about her. That's like the stereotype, is that she's very cold. But she's really just in her power, which I feel like you guys are very powerful as this Queen of Swords. What she's really doing is just taking in information and reacting accordingly. That's it. So if she's giving you a cold shoulder, what have you done? That's the real question. What did you do to cause her to do that? This Queen of Swords is the epitome of reciprocating energy. Whatever you give her, that's what she's going to show back to you. You do kind of have to get out of that people pleasing, because that is kind of coming through for you guys for some reason. So you do have to get out of that space of wanting people to like you, wanting people to choose you. You don't need nobody to choose you. You're the emperor, really, but you're not the most powerful here. So we're going to peel that back, and you're going to become this Queen of Swords, which is still a baddie, still in her power, but far more at peace than this emperor. Pile 3, that is all I'm seeing for you guys. I hope this message helped and resonated in some sort of way. I want to say thank you to the spiritual team for coming through. I want to say thank you to the spiritual team that's for our highest good for coming through and allowing me to translate this message. I certainly hope it helps for you guys, and I look forward to seeing you all, Pile 3, in my next video. Until then, I will see you later.